Today is a unique day for Krishi Jagran. His Excellency Dr. Ananda Bose is here to talk to the Indian farming community. A man born into a farming family, lived his life throughout in agriculture. Wherever he went, that touch was there. That we can see even today. Let us listen to him. I don't think anybody else can speak the way with authority Dr. Ananda Bose can speak on agriculture. Let us know from him. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, I would like to know, you had been in agri domain for a long time. Now you have come out and become the governor. So what is the differentiation you have seen now in agriculture and its implementation and its progress? When you look from a detached position, what do you see it?
It's difficult to look at agriculture from a detached position, because the primordial feeling in every man is like that of Sita in the Ramayana. Sita came from earth, she went back to earth. All human beings come from earth and goes back to earth. Earth is the epicenter of man's upsurge into prosperity, and that has come through agriculture. Farming is a primary sector of the economy, not because the economist has granted it that status. Farming is fundamental to humans. India lives in her villages. Mahatma Gandhi said, the recent pandemic made us realize it once again. India lives in her villages. During the pandemic, the prophets of doom had predicted millions of starvation deaths in this country. Was there any starvation death?
Not at all.
Our farmers, they could foresee and forestall. That is what is required. That is the essence of the farming mentality. They can foresee and forestall. See, in the momentous book, Rachel Carson's Silent Springs, she quotes Schweitzer. It seems man has lost the ability to foresee and forestall. It appears he will destroy the universe. The farmer has the ability to foresee and forestall. Let's not forget that this is a nation which had a ship-to-mouth existence. With the PL 480, Public Law 480 of America, if those ships laden with grain does not come to the shores, there would have been starvation in this nation. Where are we now? It's the farmers who ushered in the Green Revolution. Of course, kudos to M.S. Swaminathan and the agricultural scientists, Norman Borlaug, and those who toiled hard to make it happen. But who made it happen in the field? The farmer. We can always trust the farmer. The farmer always believes the earth will never betray him. That is why it's difficult to speak about farming in a detached manner. Farming is a be-all and end-all of human life.
It's fantastic. It's that what we can easily understand now. He can never get it detached from agriculture. So always attached. It's fantastic. Sir, what do you think the Indian farming community could excel when all these pandemic issues were coming, when people were thinking there will be a big famine and everything, nothing happened?
It's a determination, the essential confidence of the farming community that earth will never betray. See, this has been echoed by the poet Wordsworth when he said, throw away your books and come with me to nature. Nature is a great teacher. Nature never betrays. Earth never betrays. That faith the farmer always has. And also, he said there was no famine here. There was no famine here because we had stored enough of grains. Our buffer stock was more than double the requirement of this nation. How did it happen? See, in the Bible, there is a scene. King Pharaoh, he had a dream. 7 fat cows came out of the Nile. followed by 7 lean cows. The lean cows swallowed the fat cows. Pharaoh was disturbed. What's the meaning of this dream? Joseph, who was in prison at that time, he interpreted the dream. He said, 7 fat cows represent 7 years of prosperity for Egypt. 7 lean cows represent 7 years of famine, which is to come. Pharaoh made Joseph the prime minister. He built up enough buffer stock. After 7 years, when there was famine in all the countries nearby, the granaries of Egypt were overflowing. It is this habit of foreseeing and forestalling that is ingrained in the farmer, not realizing or not having been told by anyone that a pandemic is coming to grip this country. We had stored enough, we had produced enough. That is a farmer. Earth never betrays him, farmer never betrays man.
See, sir, you had been the chairman of Coconut Development Board. You initiated a lot of programs to help the farming community. What do you think that one thing that you feel could help the farming, especially the coconut growers, to become more financially viable?
I think the one point, if I may highlight that, is providing opportunities for marketing their products. Ideal products were made in the household sector. Marketing was impossible. So giants in the field, I don't want to name the companies, some of them are the monopoly of coconut oil. When this was mooted to me, on the first day of my assuming charge, I had interaction with the small manufacturers of coconut products. They said, sir, we can produce any products of good quality which will stand the test of time, but we are not able to compete with the big giants in the field. So, at the instance, it struck me, why not give them marketing facilities, sales outlet in the organization which I was head in NAFED and in the office complex of the Coconut Development Board. I think farm gate to home gate, that scheme was launched. They were given opportunities for marketing, and then for giving advertisement, we gave them sufficient funds from the common fund of the Coconut Development Board. And I think that was something which opened their eyes. If there is proper marketing facilities, the products can be sold. That perhaps is one point which I could do to them. And then even the monopolies who are having the hold over the entire market, even their prices parachuted down. I hope you'll understand what I mean.
Yeah, fantastic. Sir, you see, because of Green Revolution, we saw over exploitation of that land, though we reached sustainable growth. So how do you think how to manage this?
This has been an unanticipated ill effect of Green Revolution. At that time, the priority was to increase production. We did increase production. We used pesticides and chemicals indiscriminately. I will not blame it what happened at that time. At that time, our priority was to produce more. We produced enough. We produced adequately. But then that toxified the land. The agricultural scientists are also aware of that. The one person who is more aware of that than anybody else is Dr. M. S. Swaminathan himself. I had the opportunity to work in close quarters with a great scientist when I was in the Ministry of Agriculture. He was fully aware of that. That is why the remedial measures are also given by the agricultural scientists, headed by Dr. M. S. Swaminathan. Now they say we should have evergreen revolution. That evergreen revolution is based on organic farming. The 7-point program which the Prime Minister of India, Sri Narendra Modi, has given to us. The first point is go back to natural farming. Natural farming should be encouraged. Organic farming should be encouraged. At the same time, we should also have a happy blend of modern technology, tractors, agricultural implements, and of course, artificial intelligence and drones. Drones are being used in a very big way. So we know how to get back, go back to nature, go back to earth, avoid unnecessary pesticides and chemicals. It is possible. The same agricultural scientist who ushered in the green revolution has also given us the recipe for the evergreen revolution. I think India will succeed by introducing in this country the best practices that are there anywhere in the world, particularly the Israeli model, where water conservation through drip irrigation, saving water is the basis of good agriculture. A bunch of crop per inch of land. That is India's ambition, and we will certainly achieve it.
Sir, what is your thoughts regarding involving the young generation into farming?
That's a very, very relevant question. Unless the new generation takes to farming, farming will not yield the result which we expect it to yield. There is a good crop of agripreneurs. We should encourage agripreneurship. That is possible now. It should open up our eyes that in this country there are 3,000 startups in the agriculture sector. Agribusiness offers great opportunity to attract the youngsters to this field. And now there is a misconception that farming means sowing and harvesting. No. There is a series of operations, the post-harvest management. Collection, grading, transportation, storage, marketing, processing, export. Lot of activities are there. In between comes that bright area called agribusiness. When all these things are tapped, potentially, its potentials are realized, and the youngsters are encouraged, so sufficient policy support. Government should have enabling policies to attract the youngsters to come to agriculture. I think this is happening in this country, and the Prime Minister is very keen that the agripreneurship in this country should be encouraged. India is encouraging, and results are there for anyone to see.
See, as you said, usually even now in India we see that traditional agriculture is more in prevalence. So how do you think that these both can be combed together and make it advanced?
As a student of English literature, I remember what T.S. Eliot speaks about tradition and individual talent. Tradition and individual talent. See, the traditional means of agriculture in India is excellent, but we should blend it with the best practices that are available elsewhere. See, for instance, we have hydroponics, we have aeroponics, we have aquaponics, and we have the tissue culture. We have the precision farming, vertical farming. Whatever is there, successfully done in various parts of the world, have also to be blended with the traditional practices. I don't think traditional practices are old or outdated. Traditional practices stem from heritage, stem from experience, stem from nature. Therefore, traditional practices have a value, but that has to be upgraded using scientific means, using scientific gadgets, using scientific technology. I think that is what is required in India. That is what is happening in India.
So it's true. There is a big challenge that what we, the farmers, face is that the health of the soil. So how do you think that can be maintained, or we can bring back the health to the soil?
Health of the soil, like health of the human body, is very important, because we believe Sharira Madhyam Khalu Dharma Sadhanam. In Latin they say, mens sana in corpore sana. Translated to English means sound mind in a sound body. This applies not only to men, but also to the soil. Soil health is very important. That is why in the Prime Minister's programs for agriculture, especially when he declared boldly that we will double the farm income, one of the major pressings was this: soil. Soil health cards are distributed to the farmers. So the farmer knows best how to interact with the condition of the soil. For instance, there are concepts like micronutrient management. See, all these are possible. If the soil is degraded, There are also ways and means of upgrading that. The agricultural universities, the Indian Council of Agricultural Research, they've all done great work in this field. It is there. And also, there are sterling examples in the corporate sector. The J-Farm of the Tafe Group. See, all these are coming together to find solutions to the problems that are there in agriculture. Soil is the basis of agriculture. Soil health is very important, and soil health has to gain priority in any policy planning and implementation relating to farming.
Excellent. Sir, now if we take it, you see, Indian farmers, mainly they have a mixed farming, We have some of animals, poultry, dairy. So how do you think when we go for more bigger planning, this ecosystem can get disturbed,
Farming
Yeah.
is not an isolated activity. We always speak of agriculture and allied activities. When you look at it from the point of view of a farmer's family, sowing in the soil is important, agriculture is important, animal husbandry is equally important, dairying is important, village economy is an integrated economy. We see the remnants of this everywhere. For instance, take the case of dairying. See, India had to import milk at one stage. Then we had the Operation Flood, engineered by the great genius Mr. Kurian of Amul. Now we see 23% of the world's output of milk comes from India. And we are again focusing on that. National Dairy Development Board. That was a game changer. You see the change that has taken place here. Now India is the largest producer of milk. We are not stopping there. If the rural economy is to improve, along with farming, allied activities also should improve. That is why the action that is given now, quality improvement, processing, increasing productivity, marketing, all these aspects are there. Therefore, agriculture is not just farming. Agriculture and allied activities go hand in hand to the prosperity of the farm economy, of the village economy.
See, sir, the government focus on doubling farmers' income is a big challenge. How do you think that become a reality?
We have been given a dream.
Yeah.
We have been given a promised land. That promised land is to be won by us. There is a long march required. India has started the march. Whether India will be able to double the farm income, that was a question. We have got the answers. But in between, some jerk inputs came. When a stream is flowing smoothly, if you put a border there, naturally the stream will be obstructed for some time. That bend on the road is not an end. You reverse, you go ahead. That is what India is also doing. See, when a big boulder is placed in the stream, either you have to jump across that, flow over that, or flow around that. India is trying both. That is a realizable dream. It is for the realization of that the present package has been announced by the Honorable Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi, the 7 pillars of agricultural growth in this country. It's being implemented. Results are there. Best result, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. The production of rice in this country has crossed 330 million metric tons, if my knowledge is correct. And our buffer stock is much more than what India needs. We are now able to feed the whole world. See, I find a comparison between India and Holland. See, Holland, the farmland is below the sea level, not an ideal place for farming. But Holland is feeding almost the entire European Union. And now, it is estimated that by 2050, the world will need more than double the food grains which the farmers in the last 8,000 years produced. There is a big challenge, a big opportunity. India can emerge as a farming hub of the world. We can emerge as a nation which feeds the whole world. I think not doubling the farm income, much more than that is possible if the determination of the farmers is kept up.
So what is your advice to Indian farming community?
Advice is seldom welcome. and those who need it the most, like it the least, was stated by Macefield. But one community which does not need advice, I would say, are the farmers. Because they communicate with nature. They take their lessons from earth. That is why, if greater things can be stated, serious things can be stated in a lighter vein. There was this young boy. He was a bright student. He got into student politics. He rose to great heights. But then he was thrown out of politics. Dejected, he wanted to commit suicide. He meets a priest. The priest consoles him. No need for that. Nothing is lost. Go back to the village. Your dad has given you 15 acres of land. Why don't you farm there? The boy was very disappointed. Is it for farming that I've come to the university? But somehow he had to go back. He toiled hard. There was a lot of bumper crop every year in his farm. After 5 years, the priest comes there. The priest told the boy, you see, I told you, when you farm with the help of God, see what has happened? Bumper harvest. This boy said, yes, when I farm with the help of God, there is bumper harvest. Then quietly he said, but you should have seen the condition of the farm when God was doing it alone. So faith in earth, faith in the soil, transcends even faith in God as far as the farmer is concerned. That will keep him going. Yes, if you have faith unto a mustard seed, the Bible says, if you have faith unto a mustard seed, you can move mountains. The farmer has faith on earth. Soil will never betray the heart which loves it.
Fantastic. So we understand the in-depth knowledge Dr. Bose is having on agriculture, and I'm sure the way he said, farmer doesn't require any knowledge, any advice, because he is master of everything. And you will be hearing much more from Dr. Bose in coming days. Thanks for listening to us today. Thank you.
Thank you.